Good morning, hello, happy Sunday. Hello to you, Zilby2. You don't want to be held, you want to play. Okay, we can do that. We got several mice for him. Here, Zilby. Several mice for him for Christmas, so he is super happy to be able to run after them. We'll see how long these last. He usually loses them pretty quickly. We can sometimes find them, but I think he kind of puts a bunch behind the refrigerator. They're his favorite throwing toys. And then we have like the butterflies and the other things that we interact with him after stream, but those are good too. Oh yeah, and he doesn't bring that one back. He sometimes brings them back for fetch, which is really awesome. Okay, today we're continuing to work on this sort of card project. All right, here's another one. Continue to work on a card project, and let's see it. What that means here is that I want to see the star, but really I want to see the forest. Now, where we left off. Okay, you want another one? You're gonna have to bring one of these back, otherwise we're gonna run out. What this means is that I want a random number generator to be able to say like, okay, plant a tree here, a tree here, a tree here, a tree here. Maybe do like 50 or plus trees. Oh, he brought that one back. Give me a second. And then that's what we like to do. So we ran into trouble trying to bring in Rand and just using it in Yew. It's not going to be quite that simple. So I was looking through some examples, and it looks like there's two different ways we can do this. If we want to use Rand to generate the random number, we're going to have to switch to a different target, unfortunately. And I was looking into that a little bit. It doesn't look like we can switch our targets very easily, but maybe there's something inside of the Yew documents that allows us to not just target WASM, just like, I don't know, the WASM unknown target. We can actually go, I don't have the browser open here. Yeah, you want this thing? Okay. Let's see, where are we going? We're going to Yew. URS. The first thing it has us do is install this WASM32 unknown. So if we now head to librs and we take a look at Rand. I think here Rand. Actually, I'll just show you what happens when I try to use Rand inside of here. So inside of cargo toml, let's go ahead and add Rand in. So cargo add Rand. Oh. Okay, so we have Rand, and if I try to build this now, so trunk serve, trunk build, I don't know if it will matter. We now get this error here saying, hey, the WASM32 unknown target is not supported by default. You may need to enable the JS feature. Okay, so sends us to this URL to go take a look. So we need to add the JS cargo feature. It doesn't say how to enable the JS cargo feature. So I think we have to then go, and this was like throwing me off a little bit last night when I was trying to take a look into it, because I didn't know exactly how to find it. They don't have a link here to the cargo features. Now we have to go look at cargo Rust features, specifically the cargo TOML features. So here we have a features section. Okay, so we can add that. Each feature can be either enabled or disabled. Okay, but okay, defines a feature named WebP that does not enable any other features. Okay, so I need JS as far as I can tell. So we're gonna do JS equals, and then I think that's just an open and close bracket. And let's try running this again. So it doesn't yell at us about the feature anymore. Now it knows that, but now it says, okay, use of undeclared crate or module imp, which actually, no, wait, it is still yelling at me about this. Here it is. Let's clear the screen and do it again. Yeah, so I still need to enable the JS feature, even though I tried to enable the JS feature. So I don't think that that works properly for myself. Now I tried to also enable the JS feature, like, hey, rand enable JS. That didn't seem to work either. We had resolve use of undeclared crate or module imp. Just grabbing this out from, okay, it looks like get random, which I'm guessing is rand. We could try taking a look at, take this error, Google it. I mean, that kind of looks exactly like our problem there. There's that .cargo config that maybe we can do things in there. This is closed, so I don't know if they figured it out. Or if they just decided it wasn't really a problem. Yeah, it looks like they just, oh well, okay, so this is what we want. Okay, so let's go to this issue. This was two years ago. So that should be in main. Now, wait a second, do we have to use this config attribute? Oh wait, that's something in there, I think. Hmm. Do I have to give a target inside of the cargo book? So I can say the WASM unknown here. Ooh, I don't know. I don't see anything that looks like the triple that you used, that you tell like Rust up, like, you know, what the version of the compiler or what the target for cross compilation you're using is. Let's see. Are there any other targets? Okay, so they can have library binary example test. That's not what I want in this case. Let's see. Unless this is where I can say it. They don't seem to have an example. I think we're creating a binary here. Hold on. So if we look at cargo targets, we can do bind. Okay. I think it would be this. So we have our features. Then we have, okay, fine. And then we're going to have like name equals, and then back to you. This. It's not like that. Do you need the quotes? No, it doesn't like this at all. Okay. Can't find WASM 32 unknown. Specify. Okay, so I think that's actually like a path, like a destination to go to find something, and that's not what I want at all. I wonder if there's anything under package that I could throw into for this. Okay, so there's build with target. Maybe that will work. Okay, so we can do, no, not that one. Build for the target equals that. Still unhappy. That's less unhappy. Okay. Now, You're still unhappy because you may need to enable the JS feature. And we still get this use of undeclared crate or module imp. So I'm starting to think that I can't use rand for this, or it's one of those things where I just don't know how to use rand in this specific case. Lumicode, hello. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Lumicode? I threw all the mice for you. I'm sorry. I'll have to wait until after stream to go collect them for you again. Let's see. So anything else that we can see in here? I don't. Let's see if we could find for rand. So it supports WASM32 WASI and WASM32 unknown M scriptin. However, the WASM32 unknown target, which we have to do right now at the very least, is not automatically supported. If the JS cargo feature is enabled, this crate will assume that you're building for an environment containing JavaScript. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do is tell it that, hey, the JS cargo feature is enabled, but maybe there's a different way to do that. Feature. Okay, so features section. So we tried JS equals empty array. That didn't seem to work. We could try default. So what is this? This is default equals with that. Let's try default. So instead of JS equals that, we're going to do default equals JS. But it doesn't like this. Oh, no spaces. Still doesn't like this. And if we caused by the feature default includes JS, which is neither a dependency nor another feature. Could I then say like that? So by default include the JS feature. So it likes that here. But I still need to enable the JS feature. Which is unfortunate. Okay, so how else can we do that? Now we're into. Yeah, now we're into the code for features. Okay. Do I need resolver equals 2? Let's try that. That failed with exactly the same errors, so no, that doesn't seem to work. We could try explicitly setting it to 1 just in case it's 2 by default. That seems to have the exact same problem with JS here. Okay. The required features field can be used to disable specific cargo targets if a feature is not enabled. Okay. So under bin, we can do required features. Oh, it doesn't like that at all. But that's kind of what we would do for it. So unless I need a name. What would the name be? So probably. But looking at this rebuild here, looks like it has the exact same problem. Yeah, we still need to enable the JS feature and use of undeclared creator module imp. Now, one other potential thing is maybe we can change the target that Yew uses. And is there any overriding sort of like configuration that we can use to tell it to like go to what is it? It's, let's see. If we can go to one of these two targets instead, then it sounds like it's just going to work on its own. Also, do you need Wasm bindgen installed? Maybe that's our problem? I need to... Do I just throw you into the... let's see. What is it? Bindgen. Okay, Wasm bindgen. Okay, so I guess I could just use it. There's no like CLI that I need to install. Also, let's try this one. Features wise, I don't see anything crazy in here. So if I add you in, and then we just try to run you again. Now we still need to enable the JS feature. Okay, so that's not doing it for us. Now, can we change some of these things? So, okay, where do? Let's go back to just this. We have features JS. But it doesn't know that we have that, and we're still getting this error. So I don't think it's exactly this. So I'm thinking about pivoting off of trying to use rand. And instead going to the DOM side of things. Can I instead use Math.random? So JavaScript's Math.random. And what do I need to access that? In fact, can I even get that from Wasm bindgen? Maybe I can. Because like I can do this, maybe. Extern C. Does that give it to me? So now that I have that, let's try back into here. Okay, I'm gonna turn you off right now. Okay, we need to take out rand. We can remove that feature. Let's head into source. Let's just come in here to where would this be that we care about it? I think under the card, really. So under components for card, in create here, we want to essentially create a forest. We might even want a forest component that just sort of like loads up a whole bunch of those, and we can just tell it like, hey, this is where you are. But I have these trees that are sort of like hard coded in here, just a very small number of them. I would love for this to be a loop and just create like, 100 of them, or even 20 or 50 of them. Will look a lot better than what it is right now. Let's make sure that we're building again. Okay, it looks like we are. So I can come here, we can go to localhost, and here's what the card looks like right now. So I want to replace all these trees with random positions. Essentially, I want to get math.random, since I can't use rand. So can I use Wasm bindgen? So we're going to grab the prelude. Then I'm going to use this Wasm bindgen. Okay, then do the extern C. And then we can grab the functions out of here. Okay. So let's try just putting that up here for right now. So what was that? It's okay, Wasm bindgen. We have extern C, and then we can just create the function. What is it? What are these called? These are the signatures. We can just create the signatures here. So we want function. We can try alert to see how it goes, because math dot, like, I don't know how we got in there. So let's try alert first. Alert, we're gonna take in, sure, we'll take in our message, which is a stir. So that's working so far. Now under create, can I call this? Export a greet function from Rust to JavaScript that alerts a hello message. So first of all, I want to see if I can call this from here. And if I can't, do I have to call like the other function? This might get a little bit interesting. So let's try, what do I call this? Alert. So alert message. So hello from you. So if I do that, we head back to here. Hey, look at that. Okay, so we have their alert. Okay, so that works. Now I want to get Math.random. That's gonna be interesting because Math is like a class, essentially. It's an object that has a bunch of functions in it. Random is one of those. We want to get that out. So we want to figure out in wasm-bindgen. Let's go to our, see if we can search. Oh no, that won't search there. Maybe it's in the guide. Look for random. Okay, so here's this like math. Okay, maybe we want to search for math then. Okay. This is the JavaScript. Okay, so here. Oh, we can do this JS namespace. That's what we're going to want to do. Okay, so we want something like this that will allow us to do random out of there. So inside of this extern C, so we have alert there. We're then going to want to say, okay, wasm-bindgen JS namespace is going to be math, then function random, and that takes nothing, and it returns, I think, an F32 or an F64. I can't remember. I think it might be an F64. Okay, so if I do that, now I want to use, let's use that lovely alert. Where was I? Where's my create? There it is. Okay, so we're going to use our alert, and we're going to pass in a message. Oh, it has to be a stir. So hold on. Actually, you know what? I think we can do this. And do random. That's going to be upset because stir is not string. So let's do you take in F64. You're not yelling at me. And I know it's really small, but I have a random number now. Okay, perfect. So next up, I want to be able to create just like a utility library somewhere that's going to be able to give us a random number. That's what we care about here. So now that we sort of understand and know how to do this, we can remove you. We can remove these things. No, these things. And where's there? Okay, so we cleaned up all of that. Let's go ahead. It's not going to be in components. Let's just create a utilities. So I don't know if I want to put everything inside of just here in utilities, and maybe we just like export like whatever we feel like here. That might make sense, or we can create the other thing. So basically it's just like the JS utilities that we really care about. Actually, that might make sense. Let's create another file, and we'll call these like the JS. JS.rs. And so then in here, here's where we're going to use our wasm bindgen, prelude star. We do the entire wasm bindgen thing. And what was it? The extern C. We don't care about alert, really. We just care about getting a random number. So in this case, we have that namespace. So is this wasm bindgen JS namespace. Okay, we're gonna get math, and then, okay, so function, random, you don't take in anything, and you're gonna return, I guess, now it's hard to tell, like, if that's an F64 or an F32, what, you know what we can do, mdn Math.random. Can you tell me what you are? Interesting. Okay, so that tells me that they are... Wait, where was it? It was... Okay, IEEE 754. So I think we have to go look at that. And I just want to know what the bit is. Is it 64 or 32? I don't know if it matters. Sergio, why am I trying to use the JS random number generator instead of using the generator from Rust? So I was trying to use the generator from Rust, and I spent like a good 30 minutes trying to figure out how to get it to work. I couldn't get it to compile for the wasm unknown target. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be compatible with it. Keeps on telling me I need to enable the JS feature. And then when I did that, it then says, well, no, you still need to enable the JS feature. So something weird is going on there. I don't really understand how to deal with that. So I'm sort of pivoting to use the JavaScript Math.random, especially since this does run at runtime, as opposed to compile time. I don't know if this actually matters. Like the 64-bit worked. We can try 32-bit, and if it doesn't work, then we'll get that one. You had a lot of problems using it for a meta heuristics project. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I think one of the problems here is that there is no like default number library for like in the core for Rust. We have to use Rand, which is just like another project. Now, it's as close to being part of the language as you can get without it actually being part of the language. Okay, so it looks like this. 32, 64, or 128. Oh, decimal point, which is what we're going for, 64 or 128. So that means, I think that means it's 64-bit. Okay, so we're gonna say you return an F64, like that. So this gives me there. Now, let's say I want to return a random number. I can just call this now at this point in time. Now the random number I want to get is maybe between two different numbers. So what if I do something like this? Pub function. So like get random between. We'll take in two things. We'll take in the low, so like the min, which will have to be an F64, and a max, which will have to be an F64, and then we'll return an F64. Okay, so to begin with, we're gonna want to call that function. So I wonder if it will figure this out. No, okay, so we have to use JS random. I wonder if that's gonna work. Oh, function, okay. So can I make you public? Okay, cool. So we're gonna call random. That gives us an F64 number. Now, that's a number between 0 and 1. So I need to scale this up by the max. So we're gonna multiply this by the max. Now it's, oh, what is it? It's, if I want to clamp it between the minimum and the maximum, let's see, I get a number between 0 and 1, I multiply it by the max, that brings it to a number between 0 and the max now. But I want to have the minimum too. Oh, do I want to, like multiply it by the max minus the minimum plus the minimum, something like that. I think I need to look this up. See, it's gonna be, we could actually do some example. Nope, not that. We could do some playing around in here. So if I do, let's say I want a number between 10 and 20. So if I do Math.random, we get 0.49. So if I do this times 20, the upper cap, we get between 0 and 20. So if I do, my target is 20, right? So what if I multiply by 20 minus the 10, and then I also plus 10 at the end. It's not like super scientific, but I think the math checks out. It's now seeming to be between 10 and 20. I see 19. It's never going outside of that. So I'm happy with that. So this is what we're gonna do in here. So we're gonna multiply, okay. So we're gonna take random times the max minus the min. So we get basically whatever the max is minus the min to scale it up, and then take this entire result and then add it by the min, and then return that. That gives us a random between. Now we can come back to our card and we can call this function as many times as we want to get our min between and our what was it, like our min and our max. So we figured that out. Where do we want to put that? We can hard code it. So we have this, okay, we have the struct card. Let's do impl card. And we're gonna have a function. I think this needs to be public. I don't know, maybe not. Let's try it private. Create forest. Take in reference to self. We're gonna return, I guess, HTML here. So let's start off with the HTML. That, and we'll just say div for right now. Actually, we could put the tree in here. Put one of these. And we can replace you all with a call to that function. So I think self dot create forest. And I want to see if this works. Okay, so compilation part works. And there's our one tree that we set up. So if I want this one tree to have a random position throughout the ground here, we, I believe, know the minimum position where we can go. We figured this out on Friday, but I completely forgot by this time. We can figure it out again really quickly. I think it's going to be something like 5 on the left. So we can find, let's see. Okay, here's our tree. So I want, say, like, left would be -1%. Now, if I try different phone sizes besides the S10, we don't use that one. Everything's looking good. But I probably don't want to use percentage here. I probably want to use actual pixels. Because I'm using pixels for everything else. So what if I do like 0 px? So I want this between like -22. Continue. This is fine. Everything's fine. Okay. And then my my max, so -22. I saved it. My max, let's make it like 500 pixels. Now this will be a little bit more interesting because some of these have vastly different sizes. Although so far, it isn't that bad. Okay, spot checking it through here. Okay. I like it so far. If we don't do that, you show up at the right. Okay, so that would be 776 pixels. Okay, so I want left and right random. So we're gonna do let left is gonna be equal to random between min left, max left. That gives us an F64, and then we just use left here is now going to be, oh, how do I do this? Left, oh, we have to do a format. Oh, we can do that here. Format that px. Then you will be a reference to left. Okay. That's not changing positions. Did you fail? Oh, we have an error. Oh, we need to dereference. You can be just a full string? Oh, I could have done the format in there then. Okay. There we go. Now it's jumping around to the different places. Okay, awesome. Now I want the same thing for top to bottom. So, now I wonder if I can actually do a percentage thing, because we sort of, percentage might actually be a little bit more, like, more proper to use with the width, as like the width changes here. So let's go back to this. Let's try this now as like a negative. I think we saw 22%. Nope. So there for that one, like -1%, probably like 0 would be right. And then we want this to be like 88% max. So, okay. So if I want -1 and 88, instead of pixels, we make you %. Now you show up properly everywhere. Okay, now we want to do the exact same thing for top and bottom. So looking at this, our top, I kind of been fine with this going up a little bit. It goes behind the message, that's fine. Goes something like this. That would be 39%. In fact, I can probably just do the top equals was it 39, 0, and then the max. Interesting. Even after I go away, the scroll bar. Okay, there we go. That one, 84%. Very similar, except the top is like 39 instead of -1. So 84.0. Okay, so now I replace you with top. Then I think that will give us a random. Okay, our random tree now just spawns anywhere on the ground. Okay. That's great for this. Now I want to create let's put these in here. Be -1.0. You can be 88.0. Clean that up just a little bit. Hard coding these is okay for right now. Let's create a loop and a vector. So we're gonna have our forest, or like all the trees. So the trees is gonna be just an empty vector. And I wonder if I need to do this as a vec of HTML. Now we're going to return. We want to do a for loop. So we'll do a for. We don't care about the count. 0 ... Let's do like 2 trees. Yeah, 0 and 1. Okay, 2 trees. Then you all happen here. So we get our top and we left for each tree. We create this HTML and we want to throw this into the tree. So we're going to do trees.push. And then we're going to return the trees. Okay. You need to be mutable. Now back down here. So creating a forest isn't really going to help, but maybe what we can do is the entire for self create forest dot iter. Come back to here. We have 2 trees and they're in random positions. So now let's see how far can we get? Also, you're unhappy. You're yelling at me, but you're working. Not getting an error there. And I am getting an error here. vnode cannot be formatted with a default formatter. Interesting. So I'm getting an error, but it's working. That's kind of a pain, actually. I wonder if there's a way for me to like turn this off and just say like, hey, it's not really an error. It works. You can compile it. Like you can't compile it, but you compiled it. Okay, so I think the problem here is that this for isn't the for loop. It's a special keyword for you, the you template. So I think it's doing something a little bit strange here, which this kind of sucks. I don't know if I can tell it to not worry about it. Or we can implement display. Can we? No, we can't implement display for virtual DOM. Okay. Hello, Chantilly. How are you doing today? Okay, so let's try now going up to 10 trees. That did not give us 10 trees. We still only have 2. We're pushing these. We're doing this for loop here, so Interesting. Pretty good. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, we're definitely only getting 2 of these trees. Which is too bad. So I guess that is a problem? But why did it get 2 of them before? Let's go back in and take a look at iterators again. So I think it's concepts, HTML, lists. Okay, we're using this syntax 2. So we have let items. So we have, 10 of these items, and then in HTML, we do this for items.iter. That's what we're doing right now. But we're getting the error. Okay, syntax type 1. We can take a look at that. So this gives us, we have our same vector, items iter, collect. Oh, we just tell it that it's going to be HTML. We could try this. So that would be here. Okay, so self.createforest.iter.collect. Turbofish, your HTML. That. Exactly the same error though. So I wonder if it doesn't like it because this is it needs to be like not DOM nodes or not like the HTML, not components. Because if I do like for I don't know, we could just do like for something 1, 2, 3 dot iter. Are you happy? You are happy. Okay, so it's because it's their DOM node. So if I come back to this, what do we get? I don't know if those will show up. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay. They're way up here and you can't really see them. Okay, so can I do this? Can I try just like a normal for loop, or is that just gonna break it completely? So like for blah in 0, 2. Then I want to return a U. No, it does not like this. Unexpected token, so it's super unhappy with this syntax. So how do I I want to loop to create a bunch of HTML elements and then display them once. Okay, there's fragments. Maybe this will help. Okay, that's not really helpful. I wonder if I can do, so like React style would be I create a for loop that then returns HTML, like the actual HTML element. Okay, let's go back to doing self dot create forest. So if we do this and I just return that, here's a vector of these two. Oh, okay. So actually, I was overthinking it. I didn't have to do like a for loop. I just handed a vector of HTML DOM nodes and we get them. So how many can we get now? Can I put 100 in? Yeah, I can. Now, it doesn't look that great, so we probably don't really want 100. Maybe something like 25. That's not too bad. I like that. Okay. Happy with this. So now we can see the forest. Let's double check our README. So we can see the forest. Is there any... we could update this to... No, don't go to the DOM node. We can update this to go to like give me the number of trees, right? So like tree count. So tree count is going to be just like a U8. We don't want any more than that. So then I want 0 through tree count. We could even pass in the tree count as part of the query parameters, but I don't know if that's going to make sense. I want more room in there for the message. So, and I know we can get like 1,000+ characters in that, but that might be taken up pretty quickly by the message. So I'm not going to worry about this. We're just going to say we want now down here. We can say we want 25 of these trees in the forest, and here we go. 25. Okay. Anything else we want to do to clean up? We have 2 warnings. Right, we have the star is never constructed and the snowflake is never constructed. That's gonna be fine. We're gonna be dealing with them soon enough. So you can close all of you. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to undo that, the zip file that I use for deployment. So that's good. Okay. So there we go. We can actually just remove that file so we don't accidentally commit that in the future. Okay, so we now have a forest displaying for us. So what's next? We want to see a star. And now that we have randomness, this should be very similar to the forest part. We just need to go get a star. And we're going to add it into our icon. Okay, so let's go into Yew. We're going to go find Google Fonts. I think we decided that we're going to choose Star Purple 500. We can make you white by default. I think that's going to work. Right now, we've just been placing... Oh, I think what we did was we placed the SVGs for the icon just directly in here. So we can see, here we go. So what I need to do is grab that SVG. I never remember how to cat or open up a file in a command line. I always just, I just go to Ubuntu. Okay, so let's just cat our star purple. Here's our SVG. And star, we're going to replace this SVG. Right now they're all trees, but now you're going to become a star. Okay, so if I want to create a single star in our card, here's our create forest. We want then another one of these things. So probably create Starfield. And create stars. Let's do star counts. U8 probably is good enough. We'll do a vec of HTML. Okay, then do let stars equals a vec, and then we'll return the stars right away, and then we'll come down here and just call it. And let's just do one to begin with, just to make sure that we can see a single star and that it looks right. So we're gonna do a for score in 0 ... star count. We're gonna want to push into this. So let's actually get that top and left too. So that top equals, in this case, let's just hard code this right now. So you're gonna be, let's do like 10%. Let left equals another like 10%. Okay, so we'll use, we want to use the icon. the icon type is going to be equal to the icon type star. The top is going to be equal to top. Left, it's going to be equal to left. Okay, let's see. Are you running? You're not running. There is indeed a star. That is a very green star, and it's also very big. Now, initially I was thinking that I don't want the stars to be that big. That doesn't actually look that bad. Although if I get a whole bunch more in there, that might get really crowded really quickly. So let's start and see if in icon here we can, based upon what type it is, can we also do, so we have here SVG. Let's get like a class equals star. You're gonna have a class equals tree. Then okay, so we have our style string. So for SVGs, they all get that way. I don't want to have the fill in here now, and we probably want to like change this. So really, let's just do SVG dot tree, and then we can copy this again and do an SVG dot star. Now, some of these are going to be the same, right? So you can also have SVG. So for example, the position is something that like both of them have. So position absolute. That means both of these can lose that. The Z index should probably be not the same for both of them. I'm thinking for the tree, we want that it's under the text, but over the star. So the star we want to be just slightly below. So we'll have like 190. Fill here, green for the tree. We want white for the star. Width, also different. So width and height for the tree makes sense. For our star, probably needs to be significantly smaller. So I'm thinking something like 25 pixels for both. And then we have this top and height, which are coming here from top's top, top's left. So let's do, oh, what was it? It's like top, left, and then I think it's top equals, left equals. Is it at? I forget the naming scheme for this. Maybe that's it. And then you are going to be the exact same thing. We're going to use top and left. So coming back to here, there's our star. And everything else is looking good. So I believe that CSS setup was correct. That's also not a bad star here. I kind of like it. So next up, I want to create a whole bunch of these, right? Let's double check our README. So we can see a star. Perfect. Our one warning is just because we haven't constructed the snowflake yet. That is coming. Created a star. All right, now we want to see all the stars. So looking in here, this should be pretty simple for us to do. We just have to make sure that our top and left is appropriately generated based upon the random number count. So let's go ahead and I guess get that set up here. So we're gonna do a format. We're just gonna say this percent, and then we're gonna have to do the random between, and then our min and a max, whatever this is gonna be. So here's this star. I want your... Okay, for top, well, let's do left first. %, sounds good. And then top is 98%. That sounds good. So, top, we have to do left. Okay, so that gives us left and then top and bottom. Okay, so top, we already found that's the 0% and 48%. Okay, that should give us that properly. So you're randomly now behind that text. We may need to put a black box behind the text just to make sure it's more readable. That shouldn't be too hard for us to do. Okay, so then what else do we want to do with this? Let's generate a whole bunch of them. So instead of 1, let's generate 100. Well, that's not happy. What happened? Out of memory. So this did happen to us once before, and I pulled everything out, and then we were still out of memory. What I want to make sure is that it's not just like the browser running out of memory, and I just need to create a new tab to look at it. And yeah, that's exactly what it was. Okay, so I opened a new tab. Here's all of our stars. Now, what if I want to change the size of these stars randomly? So in that case, I would want to be able to pass in 2 props into icon, like a size, and then give it I guess give it something that uses, and it's going to be squares, right? So that will affect both the width and the height. Head into icon and we'll deal with this. So in our props, let's do our hub size. You can be a... Do I want this to be a string? So it's like X pixels? Or do I want you to just be a number? I think this can just be a number. So we can have this be like a U8. Then down here we have props coming in. We can now set a size for the width and height. So we'll have size equals props dot size. And then now the tree stays the same right now. But this width for the star will now be a size. Back to card. I guess it might make sense to make these ones. Okay, let's just be consistent. Be size for all of you. Now for the tree, we need to give you a size, which you can be, I think it was 200. And you, we're gonna want this to be a random size. So let our size equals random between. Oh, this gives us an F64. Let's make this an F64, and then it'll be more consistent all the way through. So 64. Since we already have to generate F64, it's not going to be any more memory. Okay, I think, let's see. Oh, with these, we have their size. We have to put in for width and height pixels here. That. Okay, so 200.0. That's me find you. Okay, so random between. I want something between. What was the previous one? These stars. Are 25 right now. So I'd be okay going down to like maybe 15. So let's do like 15.0, and let's go as high as maybe 35.0. And then we can give our size. Not sized, size. And now we have stars of all different sizes. I think those big ones are a little bit big. Let's tweak that number down just a little bit. Let's actually have 20 as our largest, and maybe we can go down as far as 5. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Now, can I fill this sky? I don't know. Like maybe I even want to go down as like 3 to like 10. But then when we do that, we hit it with like, I don't know, 1,000 stars. That's gonna be too much. Oh wait, U8, 255 is the highest we can go. I protected myself. That actually looks pretty good. Lots of really tiny stars. I can see the detail on my screen. It's a little bit hard for me to see the detail on the preview window, but they're sort of like they're randomly around. They look good. You could probably see some constellations in there, even though they're completely random. Shandu, hello. You're learning Rust, but you want to do some systems programming stuff. You want to build things like databases, parsers, network tools, etc. I have not built any of those in Rust. I haven't done that kind of stuff since I was doing systems administration things. Now, that being said, systems administration is like a lot of like building those type of tools. You end up doing a lot of scripting type things. I did a lot of bash scripting for that kind of stuff, a little bit of Python programming. I think I did like one thing in C. There's nothing stopping us from using Rust for it. In fact, I think it would be an excellent use case for it because it would take less memory up and it would run really fast. And you can have testing, like really good testing. So while I can't give you any advice for how to make it nicer, I think it's definitely something you can do. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't done it. Okay, we can see a forest. Oh, sorry, forest. We can see all the stars. So we're still yelling at us about just the snowflake not being used. That's fine. So let's close you all up. Created all the stars. Okay, next up, we want to see a snowflake. So same exact deal. Let's go find a snowflake. Guess just this one. We'll make this white also to begin with, and we'll fill it with white, so that'll be fine. So download Yew, save the file. I guess it's just this AC. This one's a big one. Okay, so for our icon, now the final one gets to go in here. We're going to give you a class of snowflake. Okay, and then we're going to copy you and create a snowflake. Okay, so z-index, I want this over the stars and over the trees. So I want this to be like, let's do 210. Fill white. Now I might want to change the stars to be something just slightly off white. And I wonder if I can find something like that. Because then I'll make it very different from wheat. Is there a wheat? I bet there's not. It's thinking about it. Hey, there is. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's I'm making that for the stars, not for the snow. The snow is going to be white. Okay, the snowflake, fill white. We have our width, we have our size, we have our top and left. Okay, so everything should still sort of like be the same with this. All these are the customizations that we need. So then we can go to our card, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we did down here. We can just go ahead and create ourselves an icon. I can actually just sort of grab one of these. See if we can get a single icon of a snowflake and have it looking decently well somewhere on the screen. So icon type, this is going to be a snowflake. Top, let's do another like 50% and then left 50%, so right in the middle of the screen. Size, I'm not exactly sure what to make this. Let's do like a 50, 50, oh, I guess we just do 50.0, and just see what that ends up looking like. I saw it first. Okay, there it is. There's our snowflake. That's not too bad. Okay, so we have a snowflake. Now that's a little bit big. If I want to make that look like a more, well, actually, snow that's like really close to you is kind of like really big, and being able to see this detail as it's falling, I could see that being really, really interesting if we have like a combination of really tiny snowflakes and then really large snowflakes that are just like all falling down. So this might be on the larger end of them. But okay, we can see a snowflake. So there we go with that. Okay, what's next? We want to see the snowflake fall. Just make two overlay one with one big and one small. Yeah, we could do that. Also, hello, TMKDK. Well, maybe we can do something like that. I do want to get the animations going with it though. Now that's gonna be the interesting part. It's been a long time since I've done animations. We're gonna use CSS for it, so it should be pretty nice for us. Oh, we could do a rotation for it too. That could be part of the rotation. That could be part of the animation. As it's falling, it's rotating. I like that. I wonder if it'll look weird if they're all rotating the same way, or if I need to have it like change the rotation and it'll be like random if it rotates left or rotates right, or like the speed it rotates. I don't know. We'll see. So if I want to make this fall or just move in any way whatsoever, I need to remind myself how to do animations. So MDN CSS animation. So basically I want to do that, but up and down. Okay, so we're gonna do animation. Oh, and I think so. Okay, X seconds. Okay, the function, the delay of how long to start, I think. Iteration count. Oh, how many times to repeat. The direction. Interesting, this is reverse. Fill mode, play state, and then the name. So this one is called slide in. Oh, but of course it's CSS, which you could just do everything in willy-nilly, whatever. You could just do whatever you want. Okay, so I think what this means is we have to create our animation property. Which I think is this thing, keyframes. So move I, yeah, that's what it is. So we can do this, keyframes, name the animation, then we can do a from and a to. Okay, so we're gonna put this inside of icon. So we have this from its keyframes, and then the name of it. So falling, like just, I guess, falling snow. Then we're going to have a from and a to. So from, and then we can just sort of state what we want that to be. So if I want this to be from maybe like the same 50%, oh, margin left. Okay, so I'll have to say like left 50% to, maybe I want to be, sorry, not left. This would be top 50% to top 100%. Then we're going to use this animation and just put it on top, attach it to this SVG. Also, you're unhappy. Oh, forgot. For every single one of these opens, we have to have 2 of them. Okay, that will make it a little bit happier. Now here we're going to attach, okay, using animation. So animation, and then it's going to be whatever we feel like here. So it has, this is the full one. So we have the duration, how long for us to take. Let's do 5 seconds. Easing function, we can go look at those later. Let's do, I don't know, regular. What are the timing functions? Linear. Linear might be good. It doesn't like increase in speed, and like the way I'm thinking about snow is that it's just like gently falling down. So linear. Okay, what's next? The delay, I don't know if we need a delay at all, so I'm going to skip that one. Iteration count, let's skip that one for right now, but I think we can say infinite at some point in time. Direction, I think by default it goes in one direction, like the normal direction. Fill mode, don't know about that. Play state, play, and then the name. So, and the name is gonna be falling snow. I think if we do that, hey, that didn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and close this and try this again. So if I refresh, now it's not repeating, it just goes down to the bottom. The other thing I notice is that's creating the scroll bars. I wonder if I can turn those off. So can I do something like, say, on like just HTML, can I just say scroll scroll behavior unset? Oh no, I think it's overflow. It's overflow none. Overflow hidden. That might do it. But okay, so it's gonna be on HTML. Maybe That might be a little bit difficult for me to add into this, but it's in the card. Okay, so go to the card. Let's say for this, entire section, oh, it's not the section, it's everything. I think we may have to do this in the actual index to HTML, unfortunately. So if I do like a style tag here, I think what we can do is say HTML overflow hidden. So if we do that, let's see if it generates the scroll bars. It did not. Okay, and now it came back to the top, so that's great. So we see the snowflake fall. Now, but maybe before I do that, let's see if we can get the snowflake to fall from up above the screen, because that will be, I think that'll look a lot nicer. So let's see, for our card, we need to tell it that we want you to start at top, like maybe -5%, and left, let's do 50% is still fine. So right in the middle of the screen. That didn't seem to work. Did I do that backwards? Top -5%. Okay, so we need to come back to, wait a second. Back to here. I want to find that snowflake. Oh, it's the animation. The animation started it at 50%. I think that's our problem. So we need to set this icon to start the animation from top at the same start place as this. So this would be top to top 100%. So all the way at the bottom. I think that started up there. Okay. Now it flies down. Now notice it's a little bit faster because it takes the same amount of time to travel a longer distance. So it travels a little bit faster to get down. But that's fine. That looked pretty good to me. So what would be next? We see the snowflake fall. Great. I want it to repeat falling when it's done. So if we take a look at MDN, I want infinite here. So I want it just repeat infinitely. So that would be infinite. Okay, so we have our snow falling, it reaches the bottom, and it starts up again. Now, we might want a delay, sort of like a random delay on that, possibly. But I'm perfectly fine with this starting like this. Okay, There's a software and get. Wait. What category am I on? Did I do it wrong? I'm on soft. Oh, You know what? I keep on forgetting about the software and game development category. Thank you. I just changed it. I've been on that other one for so long. I keep on forgetting about it. Thank you, TMK. Okay, so now we have an infinitely falling snowflake. Perfect. Let's go back and okay. Now, last thing, we want to see lots and lots and lots of snow falling here. So what can we do about that? Well, it's going to be the same thing we did previously. We want to, in the card now, convert this into a function so we can just like create the snow. And I want to create, I don't know, a whole bunch of snowflakes, probably at, well, we're going to create them at random heights, but if I don't create them at random heights, it's going to be just like one layer of snow falling down, and that's not going to look very good, but it might be hilarious. Okay, so function create snow. So let's see, snowflake count. We'll do this as, let's try a U8. I don't really like I don't know if you noticed it, it's getting longer and longer to compile each time, which I'm hoping that when I build this for production, it's going to be a pretty fast load, but I'm a little bit worried that it's not, despite the fact that like JavaScript and CSS can handle this many DOM nodes very easily. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so HTML, so let mute snowflakes. We will then return snowflakes. So for snowflake count. Okay, so then for each of these, we're going to want to create the top, left, and size. So let our top equals format. This does need to be a percentage. If I do this at, let's see, let's have the top be the same for right now. So we'll just do 5. Let left, we'll have this be our random. So we'll just have left and right be the random here. So equals format. Percent. Left, we want this to be random between probably 0.0 and like 98.0 again. Let's size equals, let's also have this be a random size here too. So do a format. This actually can just be an F64, right? So you're just purely random between, let's do between really small, it's like 5.0 and what did I have before? 50. Let's do 50.0. So then the snowflakes. Okay, so now we have our icon type. We have our top, left, Oh, wait, what did I hit? Hit page up. Where's my snowflake? I hit page down. Then close you. Okay, you are upset still. Oh, I don't think I could use the spaces. What are you upset about? Okay, so snowflakes push. So open, close, open icon, icon type. Snowflakes is this. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot? HTML. The entire macro. HTML. Yeah, that would be helpful. Something like that. There we go. Now you're happy. Okay, so then we'll create snow down here. Create snow. Let's pass in. Let's just do 5. Let's do 20. I think it's gonna be hilarious with them all falling at the same time, like the same height, and not look good at all. There's a hint of what that was gonna look like. There we go. Okay, so I like the size. The size is looking pretty good. They're all falling down. Okay, great. So now I want you to start probably at different heights. So for snow, I want you to start between, so top here, where we're just saying 5. I want you now to be a random between. And let's do start between 5 and maybe like 50. And I think that should give it enough difference to make it just sort of look like snow falling constantly. So the snow is also going to fall at different speeds now too, because some of them, well, no, actually, you know that's going to be, they're going to fall at different speeds because they're falling starting from different positions, which I don't think is that bad either. That wasn't as much as I thought it would be. Did that even take? Oh, you're starting too low. I think it would need to be like -50. But then on top of that, in icon, oh, look at this. Top 100%. From top, okay, from top there. That should be working. You're still starting at the same position, which does make me wonder whether or not percentages and negative really make that much of a difference once you go negative anything. Let's try negative pixels instead of percent. So like if I do pixels, and then I want negative, probably like negative 20, let's see, negative 50 to negative 150. Felt like it was starting to go and then it just sort of canceled. I wonder if the browser is running out of memory again and they need to open up a new window. Let's try that. No, that's definitely not it. It doesn't actually look like they're getting different tops. Maybe swap those two numbers? Maybe. I wonder if there's a way for me to sort of find these. Okay, so here's a star. Sorry, here's a snowflake. We can see okay, so if I turn off the, oh, that won't, oh, that turns off for 1 probably. Our width, our height, our top, okay, so is this negative 137 pixels. I'm actually not seeing this star that I'm playing with. Your left is 48, so that should be near the center. Now, I tried to turn off the animation, but that didn't seem to work. We can also, oh, for the animation maybe. Keyframes, animation, top, negative 70. So if I move you way back. That doesn't seem to be doing it. I wonder if we can give a random delay. Maybe we can do a random delay. So, let's see. In the icon, let's try, for this, do an animation delay, I think. And I want this to be a delay. Delay equals props dot animation delay. Okay, so we want to add an animation delay to the props. Okay, so if I do animation delay, this is going to be another F64. We'll create another random number for this. I think actually for this, it'd be better to make this an option that has an animation delay. So, actually, Let's put this in directly here. Let's actually not even put, okay. What do I want? I kind of want to pull the entire animation system out of icon because I'm like looking at it more. I don't think it makes sense to put that here. I think that all this stuff, well, the snowflake, I think that needs to be here. I think the animation part should be in card. So I think we need to pull that out to make this make sense. So do keyframes like that. That being said, am I gonna be able to do, yeah, then we're gonna have to do top as a different position. Okay, so top, this is gonna have to be a format instead of this, because it's gonna be interesting. So keyframes, so top, to top. Okay, so let's just say that you're negative 5% again to that. Then we're gonna have this animation. Gonna remove you from here. Remove you. And remove you. So now we're back down to here. For our snowflakes, we're gonna push in this icon class equals snowflake. So now we can do a dot snowflake, and I think all we're gonna need to do is animation. Let's do like 5 seconds, infinite, falling snow. That might be enough to get it working. No, it's not enough to get it working. Okay. Do we have stars here? Oh, sorry. Do we have snow? Let's set the start to be maybe 50%. You're upset now. Class equals snowflake. Oh, I need to do this entire thing. I don't see the snow at all on the screen. But they're also not being hit. So if we go and try to find them here. Okay, here's our snowflake. But I think it's this. No, it's not this div. Or is it? We have that class equals snowflake. That's still showing up really high up. The icon is changing. Oh, okay, I see. Look, we have this class stylist here. Now look at this. And it's not showing up. Okay. Class snowflake. So I need to figure out how to add in with you, add in a class. Oh, okay. Class equals classes container. Oh. Okay, components that accept classes. It's a prop. Wait, really? So can I do this? It would be class equals, then class is, we'll call this like snow to differentiate it from that other class that I gave it. Yew, no field class. So I do need to have, okay, I do need to have in icon here a class. So hub class is a classes, I think. Now all of you need to have a class. Oh, but I think there was a thing in here where we can say prop or default. So that'd be an icon. Which now makes it okay not to include it in. Okay. We're out of memory again. Unreachable exec. Oh, okay. Unreachable executed. Well, that's not good. Unwrap on an error value. Okay, what more? I don't know where to put. I don't know where to put this this class then. If it's giving me an unreachable, am I getting that in the build? No. Okay, so you're building successfully here. It's just in the browser when it tries to run the WebAssembly. That's when we're getting this error. And so it's saying, okay, so it's resep unrut an error value parse reason 0 at line 33 in many keyframes falling snow. So line 1 and trimmed in style sheet. So something about keyframes falling snow. So in card, I'm not telling you to unwrap anything. We're, oh, top 50. Oh, 50 pixels. Maybe that caused a problem. No, same exact thing. So keyframes falling snow, it says. Now in here, did I leave anything in referencing falling snow? I thought I removed it all. Okay, let's change this to icon snowflake. There's nothing here referencing falling snow. In card, however, we are. So here's this falling snow here. Keyframes, falling snow, from top to top. Okay. It should have rebuilt automatically too. It should have. Also, maybe I screwed this up. Maybe my animation is wrong. Let's go back in here and look at this. Let's do. Maybe we should just do like non-shorthand for everything. We could do animation. Let's see, animation duration. Let's do animation duration, 5 seconds. Then there is the easing function, animation timing function. linear, then don't need to delay iteration count. Animation iteration count. Because like, I guess these are the different things you could do. It's like seems weird. Or is it the order is really important? No, because like look, name comes first. These things always confuse me of like the order in which you can go in. Okay, so hold on. Maybe we can just do animation and then here. So 0 or 1 occurrences of the following values. So the easing function. So linear. Is it commas? No, spaces. Iteration count, infinite. Direction 0, fill mode 0, play state 0. An optional name for the animation, which may be none, a custom ident, or a string. Okay, so that would be the falling snow. This should be rebuilding too. It looks like it is. Okay, let's take away this entire keyframes thing. Let's remove you. Let's not even have you at all. Vivax, hello. Okay. Can we get back to just having like a snowflake? It might be off screen. Okay. So far, that's sounding good. That's looking good. Oh, this is such a painful load. Okay. So now I want you to start. Let's start you. So top is, let's go from 0 to maybe 150 down pixels. Then those should be on the page. But I don't see them. No errors here, and no compile errors. Let's see if we can go find those. I think, okay, so for you, for this SVG, we see position absolute, but, oh, no. Huh, no top. So if I give like a top of like 50 pixels and a left 50 pixels. Don't see that moving down. Okay. How about 50%? Is the size also missing? Width, 50. Still not seeing it anywhere. Okay, it's right there in the middle of the trees. Is your Z index off? Z index to 10. Oh, okay, your z-index is off. So all of that stuff went away. So here we have this average snowflake, z-index 210, fill. Okay, our size is size, our height is height, our top is top, and our left is left. Okay, so that all seems fine. If we go to card, do we... Let's take away this entire class thing again. So icon type is snowflake, top is top. So we need you to be, put you back to percent again, and let's go between like 45 and 50%. Should be right in the middle of the screen. Size is between 5 and 50. That should be fine too. Why is that not displaying? We still have create snow here. We're trying to create 20 snowflakes. You should be around this area. And so if we go hunting for these, so for the last one, I see it up in the top left corner. Look at that. It's not getting this information. It's not being added into it. Oh, wait. Okay. Icon, snowflake. I changed it to icon dash snowflake. Oops. Silly me. Okay, that should bring them back. That's why I wasn't getting those CSS things. There we go. Okay, now we're seeing them in the middle of the screen. Looks like they are starting in different positions. Okay. So now I probably want to add an inline timer for this. So if we come back to cards, let's create an animation here. So we'll do, it's like a keyframes, I think. Yeah, so keyframes name exactly like that. So we'll do keyframes. This will be fall, like snowfall. Okay, so from transform. What is that? Is that translate X? Is that like changing it from where it is? So go from like 0% of its original location to, that could be interesting. I don't want to use X, I want to use Y. So from Y to Y, okay. So if I do that, and then can I attach an inline style to this? I think that I can. Maybe? I don't know if I can add a class. I mean, we can add a class potentially. I don't know if I can like do the style directly on the HTML of a component. So, because if I try to just directly on card add like a style to this, I don't think that works here. I don't think I can just do this. Let's try something like oh no, it won't work. I guess like inside of this it would be like an SVG. What is it? Dot yeah. So we have to add in a separate style sheet and then use classes for that. Okay. So I can pass classes around. That's no problem. Apparently. But when I want to add it to it is maybe a little bit more not easy to do. Anyways, so if we have this transform, okay, so snowfall. If I just run this with the snow as it is in its position, which is going to be in the middle of the screen, let's find the last snowflake. Which is that one right there. Okay, so if I now just try to add in animation, it's like 5 seconds, linear. What did I call it? Snowfall? Oh, that works. That did not go very far. Snowfall infinite. It just goes down to like here. I need to change this keyframe. Is there something I can do for keyframes and like animation editing in here? Animation section right here. So, okay, 0.5 to 100%. Can I change you? Oh, keyframes. Okay, so I can do 0 to, okay, what if I go to like 1,000%? Oh, that doesn't really help. So translate way is probably not what I want then. I probably want to change this to a like a top. Just a top of 100%. If I do that, 0 would be a top of 0%. I don't know if that's actually taking. Oh, wait. Why do I have keyframes twice in here? Oh, these aren't taken. Okay, so Ooh, okay, so 1000% goes down to there. What are my transforms? What choices do I have with this? I have skew y 100%. Oh, you don't like that. What are my transforms? Can I have something just like go down by like 100% of the entire screen, essentially? So that might end up being maybe translate y 100 view height, and then 0%. I want this to be at well, I want it to be at the beginning of it, to start at it. Okay, so that seems to work here. So let's do translate y 100 view height. We'll start at 0% wherever it starts, which means we're going to come back up to here and say, okay, your start is now going to be back between -5 and maybe -50%. I don't see it doing anything. Okay, so I see all of you. Okay, your top is way back there, so that makes sense. You don't have the animation on you. That's what the problem is. We need to add the animation on you. Now, could I add the animation on a div that surrounds this? So can I insert another div? Around all of this. Okay. And then we'll just say for this specific div, okay. For this specific div, can I now say animation 5 seconds, linear, infinite, snowfall. It's running, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, I'm seeing them go down. Look at that. They're going down, but the SVGs are positioned. I think I need to position the divs that the SVGs go in. I wonder if I could do that. So here, take let's go to this div right here. If I add to you the animation, like 5 seconds, infinite, linear, snowfall. We don't see you at all, but that's because the SVGs have all of this stuff in them. So I have I think I need to move all of this stuff from the SVG. Can I instead put it on the div? So like, can I just do like, hey, div? And since then I could put tree, tree around that. We might have to use that sort of like the trick that they showed to sort of like a partial. Okay, let's, for our snowflake, let's try this. We'll put you on all divs. You're all the snowflake. Oh, but that probably won't work because unfortunately, our div gets this class style name, which I don't think we can, or styles outside of this. But I think that I think we could do like this weird trick here. That. Now my styles can go above it, and then that should work. Now I should be able to get this div. Okay, so let's see for that div. Ooh, okay, so for the div ID icon, class that. It looks so horrible with this. Let's see. So here's a snowflake. The div here doesn't have any of the information on it. I do see, okay, this class stylist. So we have that. You have the position absolute. Okay, so same problem again, where this is not being added to the div properly. So we don't see this like z index 210 here. Which is what we want to see. Is there like another div on top of this? No. Okay, so it's not in any of these. Didn't for some reason hit the style. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Just want to be able to hit this specific div. So we have this class, the stylist. That class should get this specific thing here. So this div should hit it. I know, front end. Front end's good, except when this type of thing happens, where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. We can see, okay, so here's this style. here. So stylist YJMKB. Okay, so it did successfully get that, and then space SVG. Okay, then dot stylist that SVG tree. Yeah, so there's some new front-end frameworks. They're incredibly new. They're still in like beta slash like alpha stages, but they exist and they're pretty cool to fun to play with. So this one is called Yew, Y-E-W. So here's this div that we have here, and I want it to be able to apply this z-index, and it's not catching this div even though it has the class. So we see the stylist YJ. Okay, we see that matching here. Is it because it's not on this, it's on the same level as this? I was really hoping not to have to create like a single style sheet for the entire project, because like the entire thing that I like about component based is the fact that we can have the styles embedded with the components. And this hack that I came up with kind of sort of works, but at the same time it's really not working very well. And so having the style here isn't helpful. I think I would need to pivot to having the old school style sheet, having like a single mega style sheet for the entire project, which I don't like. I don't like having to do that after not having to do that for so many years now. It just makes so much sense to have the styles with the components, at least if we're doing component type things. But okay, I think I'm gonna have to end up thinking about this one and where I want to go with it. My thoughts on like, well, the future of like this entire like thing is, if I can find a good way to work with styles, a good way to like use Yew, I might use it for like a lot of the other things. And specifically, I'm also looking at this to use it for the point collector. And I'm now kind of like considering doing a little course on creating a front end, app with Yew. Because it is a lot of fun to program with. It's pretty good. The styles kind of suck. That might come later, so I think I have to feel it out. Maybe I'll play with it a little bit off stream this week, and then next weekend when I do my next stream on Sunday, we'll see what I came up with. I don't know if we're going to do another stream on this specific project. I think I got pretty far into it. It's just like getting the falling snow to look right is like the big problem here. So I might play around with this during the week. So anyways, I don't think I'll just sort of like hang around for too much more. There's no reason for me to, if I'm not going to be doing that much programming. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. Hopefully this was helpful for you in case you're wanting to like program any Rust front end yourself, or interesting at the very least. I do these streams every week on Sundays and days that I have off, but I don't really expect any more coming up shortly. New Year's is next week, but I may or may not stream on then. So with that, I hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.